Hey guys, it's Ross Scotland on the Space Coach today. I've got a reading list update for you, books that I've acquired, books that I've completed. So, on the acquisition side, I popped into Leadenhall Market the other day and picked up several books, the first of which is this. This is the one that I'm reading on the way to and from work at the moment, The Gods of Love by Nicola Mostyn. This is great, I love it. I'll tell you what it's about. Meet Frida, divorce lawyer, cynic, and secret descendant of the immortal god Eros. She's about to have a really bad day. When a man named Dan bursts into Frida's office and insists that she's fated to save the world, she has him ejected faster than you can say prenup. But an attempted kidnapping and an undeniable demon or three later, Frida is beginning to face the inconvenient truth. Dan is, in fact, the Oracle. The gods of Greek mythology are real, and Frida herself appears to be everyone's only hope. The world is doomed. It's really, really fun. Thoroughly enjoying this one. The Greek gods, Eros, the opposite of Eros, is basically trying to get the last arrow of Eros and control the world. He's basically already doing that through a massive technological company. Think like Facebook and Instagram and Microsoft and Google and YouTube all rolled into one. That sort of thing. Really, really enjoying this one. It's very easy read. You can see how far in I am. I am 145 pages in. Thoroughly enjoying it. Also picked up this. The Tourist by Robert Dickinson. This is a time travel novel. The future is already written. The future has already happened. Welcome to the 21st century. Please don't feed the natives. Dickinson's list. Oh, this is basically, it's just the publisher's blurb about it. Let's see. Right, I found a bit that's actual text. So, The Tourist. The transfer happens quickly, as if, having decided you could leave, your keepers wanted you gone. You return to your cell. A bag has been placed in your bed. Pack what you need, the voice says. You do as instructed. A change of clothes, your pills. The bag already contains a bottle of water. Afterwards, you sit on the bed, waiting. You're nervous. Your life has become a series of simple routines. You've grown used to thinking the same thoughts in the same order. Twice a day, you shuffle to room 2 to eat, and each time you tap on the wall and wonder if there are any other prisoners. You stop outside room 6 and look up the ceiling and wonder if what you can see is daylight. So, time travel, prisoners, I think time travelling, I'm not sure. Looking forward to reading this one. And then I acquired this, Artemis by Andy Weir. I thoroughly enjoyed The Martian and it took me a long time to get around to picking that up. This has been out for a while. It took me a while to end up picking this up. So what it says, welcome to Artemis, the first city on the moon. Population 2,000. Mostly tourists, some criminals. Jazz Bashara is one of the criminals. She lives in a poor area of Artemis and subsidises her work as a porter with smuggling contraband onto the moon. But it's not enough. So when she's offered the chance to make a lot of money, she jumps at it. Now all she needs to do is plan the perfect crime in one of the most dangerous places in the universe and survive it. So basically, as it says here, does for the moon what The Martian did for Mars. Looking forward to this. Should be a good read. Those are the books that I acquired. The books that I've read was this one, if you recall, Battlestar Suburbia. This is hilarious, all about what happens thousands of years after the robots and AIs and all that, and all our technology is all self-aware and has thrown off the human shackles. Humans are now basically, they're just like the floor cleaners, you know, barely even worthy of notice. And basically it's about the uprising of the humans against the robots, because I'll just call them robots, but they're not robots. They're like smartphones and bread makers and fridges and tasers and defibrillators, all that sort of thing. They're all characters in this. Thoroughly enjoyable. The humans are revolting. Definitely worth a read. I really enjoyed this one. Now, this I actually picked up last week and have read since then, so I didn't get a chance to present this to you before. The War in the Dark by, who is it? Nick Setchfield. This is great. If you remember that Bitter Seeds trilogy by Ian Tregillis, you know, the guy who did The Rising, The Mechanical, and whatever the other one in that trilogy was called. The Bitter Seeds trilogy was all about black magic during the Second World War. This is very similar, but it's during the Cold War. Thoroughly enjoyed this. It is definitely worth a read. I'll tell you what it says about this one. Europe 1963 and the true Cold War is fought on the borders of this world at the edges of the light. When the assassination of a traitor trading with the enemy goes terribly wrong, British intelligence agent Christopher Winter must flee London. In a tense alliance with a lethal, mysterious woman named Karina Lazarova, he's caught in a quest for hidden knowledge from centuries before, an occult secret written in the language of fire, a secret that will give supremacy to the nation that possesses it. Racing against the Russians, the chase takes them from the demon-haunted Hungarian border to treasure-laden tunnels beneath Berlin, from an impossible house in Vienna to a bomb-blasted ruin in Bavaria where something unholy waits, born of the power of white fire and black glass. It's a world of treachery, blood and magic, a world at war in the dark. Like I said, really, really good. Again, a very easy read. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. And then, finally, these two, the last two volumes of the Burton and Swinburne series, The Return of the Discontinued Man, and then rounding out the series, The Rise of the Automated Aristocrats. Now, the fourth book in this series, the one that comes just before this one, The Secret of Abdu El-Yazdi, I think that was the very first book I reviewed on the Space Coach, although I have read all of them. And it's basically, a guy goes from the year 2202 back to 1840 to watch his ancestor Edward Oxford attempt and fail to assassinate Queen Victoria. He goes back, the assassination succeeds, and everything is thrown out of sync then. The timelines bifurcate, different parallels, all that sort of thing, and they're trying to get back to the original timeline. In this one, they go forward to the year 2202, although that is now completely different from the original history. In this one, they've come back, and they're trying to stop the government, headed by Disraeli in this instance, from basically bringing forward the future in this book to the present in this. It's a marvellous series. I've absolutely loved it. If you love steampunk, you'll love this. There's 6 of them. These are the smallest, or rather the thinnest books. Most of the others are basically this thickness. So this is 2 for 1, as it were. So it's The Strange Affair of Spring-Heeled Jack, The Curious Case of the Clockwork Man, Expedition to the Mountains of the Moon, The Secret of Abdu El-Yazdi, The Return of the Discontinued Man, and The Rise of the Automated Aristocrats. Thoroughly recommended, very, very highly. They're brilliant books. But yes, that is basically what I have been reading and what I will be reading coming up. And of course there's that sequel to the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies as well. I forget what it was called. But there you go, guys. That's just what's on or has dropped off my reading list. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this content. Leave me a comment or suggestion for an upcoming topic you'd like to see discussed, or like the video.